This piece is Aunt Lupita, and I dedicate it to her and the women in my family. I love them all. Born into a moderately wealthy family in a country where there was only low class and upper class. Omit middle class here. My mom says when she was little, she was taught about these two classes in a very peculiar manner. Father would say, if they live on a dirt road, we don't associate with them. You see, Mexicans saw segregation in a different way, but the same manner as Americans did in 1972. She was 11 years old. You see, Mexicans saw segregation as social status in a country where only Mexicans live and might be able to argue over what different shades of brown they are. Because you see, most of the white people in Mexico, they either moved there or they're vacationing there. And besides some of the employees, the rest of Mexico ain't fucking there. The rest of Mexico in 1972 lived in a poured concrete house with dirt floors, like my Aunt Lupita. This was her choice and the result of others. She chose a man that she would love and marry in a time in a country where these things were prearranged. So she was shunned from the rest of her family. Understand, she was born into a moderately wealthy family. It didn't have to be that way. It was a choice she made, choosing one love over another, choosing one love over the lack of another. The dirt floors were vain. There were 7 children raised one after the other. That's right, 7 children raised one after the other. Until just before the 8th child would be born, their father was slain in front of their home. Gunned down in vain, a family of 9 torn, yet somehow mended together by the power of one woman. After that, Father took care of her by sending money until the day he passed away. And I know because I was there. He was so proud of how hard he was on the women in his life because in a man's world, it's not human. He knew it was the only way they would ever have learned his independence, to be strong enough to stand on their own, and by him or any other man brave enough to love and carry the weight of these women. Men whom come from the wombs of these women have only completed this task. As they are born with the same blood, it seems only natural that they love instead of live. These women also take no shit. The result of tough love, optimal word, is love. They continue in his memory in Tijuana, Mexico. All of them grown up now. Married to the ones they chose in a country that 35 years later no longer decides these things anymore. Her eldest daughter, who is strong, intelligent, beautiful woman, has 2 kids and 3 degrees. Count them, 3. 2 of which are in family medicine and internal medicine. She also happens to be my godmother. The family still gets together at Aunt Lupita's house, and she always welcomes anybody with love and open arms into her poured concrete house with dirt floors. I'm Jotter, Prophetic. Have a wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.